What's up guys, I'm at Tram Sheds, about to head to Osaka Trading Company. It is raining, it is the perfect day for some ramen. And yes, this video is about ramen because your girl realized there are way more places for vegan ramen in Sydney and one has to check them out. So, off we go. So I'm at the Tram Sheds. There's a crazy amount of food here. It's amazing. So I'm at Osaka Trading Company. It's pretty loud, but I'm sitting in the bar, which means I'm sitting right in front of the kitchen, which is really cool. I started off with a side of mushrooms, and you get a really nice mix of mushrooms, really good flavor in them, and it was really good, but I decided to save them to put into my actual ramen. I also ordered these Brussels sprouts, and guys, this was probably one of the best things I've eaten all year. Can recommend. I smashed the entire plate before my noodles even came. And here is the ramen. It's pretty simple but delicious. I remember really liking the thickness of the soup, not too thick, and I really liked how there were chunks of tomato. I'm a big fan of tomato in ramen. No real complaints with this bowl of ramen. I just thought it was pretty good. You do have to get soba noodles instead of ramen noodles because the ramen noodles contain egg. But otherwise, yes, I would definitely come back here, especially to get those Brussels sprouts. Let's be honest, I'm just thinking about those Brussels sprouts. I don't actually remember much about this ramen, except that it wasn't bad. Don't forget to add mushrooms into your bowl for some extra fun times. But yeah, I can definitely recommend a visit to Osaka. Our next ramen place is Rising Sun Workshop in Newtown. And this place is really cool. It's actually like half restaurant, half motorcycle workshop. So it's a really nice fit out and a really cool to hang out in. This is Will, this is me, and we are both getting the Monk, which is $20, which is a bit pricey, and it's actually vegetarian. You need to request for it to be vegan. We got the gluten-free one and the regular one. Now, Will is gluten-free, so he was pretty chuffed that he got to have this bowl of ramen, as you can see from his facial expression here. Yeah, happy boy. And this is my regular ramen. There are so many toppings in this bowl. We got mushroom, we got spring onions, mushroom, tofu, bamboo shoots. There's a lot going on in here, and also the noodles. A lot of really good noodles. Now, I really wanted to like this ramen. I loved everything about the place. I love the whole concept. I love everything about it, except the soup. The tofu here was awesome, nice and crispy. I probably let it sit in that soup for a bit long, but there was enough toppings as well, heaps of toppings, lots of good texture, but the actual broth itself I think was a little bit too peppery for me. It didn't like quite sit with me as like a ramen, but it was good, and I really loved this kind of fuel gauge at the end. Spot number 3 is Shinmachi in Newtown, and I had no idea that this was here. It's like upstairs around the corner in a little alley, and it was really cool. And with Ben today, we are trying to figure out how to order from these little screens. We're gonna get us a couple of ramens and a couple of sides because it's happy hour and we can get some sushi for cheaps. So this is our order. We got the black tantan ramen. It comes with black garlic oil. We also got this vegetable curry ramen, which looks tight. And then we got that happy hour sushi because I love us some sushi. And then we also got these dumplings, which were made in-house and surprisingly very delicious. Okay, so let's talk about the noodles. This broth, especially in the black tantan ramen, is so irresistibly amazing. It is so freaking good. I couldn't believe it, guys. It's definitely my top 3 or 4 ramen broths, I reckon. The Probably the only letdown for me was having to get these konnyaku gluten-free 0-calorie noodles. That's like the only option for a vegan noodle, which is a bit like, oh, no carbs, sad face. But you know what? By the end, I wasn't even mad about it because the broth was so flavorful that I was like, I actually kind of feel full. And we ordered so many sides that I was totally fine by the end. I can definitely recommend coming here just to try the broth in that Tantan ramen. It was really, really good, and don't forget to try the dumplings. I thought they were really unique. They had like mustard seeds or something in them. They're really quite different and also really delicious. So yes, check this out. Let's move on to the next place. Today we are getting more ramen. Check out my lucky cat earrings. Are these earrings good or what? We are at Ichiban Boshi in the galleries. I've heard so much about Ichiban Boshi, but nothing specific, so I didn't really know what to expect when we came here. I came with my gal Arisha, and we're having lots of fun on our little screens. Look at this one. Pop. Yes. So there is a whole vegetarian page, but nothing specific about vegan. I actually had to go up and order, and turns out the noodles are not vegan, so we had to order udon noodles instead. So we got the very hot ramen, which is this nice red looking one here, and then we also got this like plain vegetable ramen. But I will say that it was a very different dish, especially with the udon noodles. It really just changes it into like a udon soupy noodle. And then I think we both decided by the end that these were like two very unremarkable bowls of ramen. I think because they serve so many meat versions of ramen that like the vegetarian and vegan versions are so much of an afterthought. But yeah, the spicy noodles were very spicy, but it was just kind of like spicy water. But if you are into that and you just like kind of plain salty spicy things, I guess you could come here, but I probably wouldn't come here again. And I probably also wouldn't recommend checking it out. The best thing was probably this agadeshi tofu, which was nice and jiggly. I actually really enjoyed the tofu. So if you do have to come here for some reason, know you can get the tofu. In fact, I would probably just order tofu and a bit of rice. But yeah, don't come here. Finally, Ramen Zundo is the last place. Not great ramen, kind of average, but the serving size is absolutely huge and there are so many toppings. So if you're in a pinch and need to satisfy that ramen craving, it's nice to know that you can get some vegan options at Ramen Zundo. For the second half of this video, I want to take you back to Ouchi. This is where we had that gluten-free vegan chowder ramen in my best vegan ramen in Sydney video. You guys can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. They also have heaps of other vegan and gluten-free lunch options and dinner options, but this is what we tried for lunch. We got the bento box, which I really loved, especially the dressing on that little salad in the corner was surprisingly so good. There are these tempura skewers as well as some tempura tofu, sushi as well as some fruit salad, and then we also got this vegetable curry which I thought was really, really good. It's like a Japanese curry with fresh organic seasonal vegetables, and yeah, great lunch options. But that's not all. There are so many options here for dinner. I'm back with Kara and Sasha, and we are going to test out the dinner options. Everything is Izakaya style, which means it's like bar food. We're starting off with these wasabi olives, which are made in-house. They just taste like olives. Next, we got sweet potato sticks, and I should start by saying that everything here is like kind of what you see is what you get. Like this is literally just potato crumbed in quinoa and sesame. All the food is really clean and really delicious. It's quite like a healthy kind of dinner, and all the food is also really creative. So I'm gonna start off by saying that yes, I really enjoyed this like kind of clean eating like Japanese food. Next we have the sticky rice shiitake tofu gyoza, which is gluten-free. I think almost all their vegan items are actually also gluten-free. Comes with a yuzu chili vinaigrette. Very delicious. I really liked how they had quite a really nice bite and chew to them because of the sticky rice. Next up we have the chickpea bite, which is a zucchini wrapped chickpea tempeh, house made or made in-house, with a orange chili sauce. I really love tempeh, so I really liked this one. Again, I thought it was like super creative and super delicious. It was hot as well. Burnt my tongue there, cut that bit out. Can recommend the house-made tempeh. Next up, we had the tempura pumpkin, which was just like shredded pumpkin. It's served with a ginger shiitake dashi and a green tea salt, which is like a matcha salt, I'm guessing. Dip it in there. I'm guessing this is how you eat it because that's how I ate it. Fried stuff, I love it. I always love fried stuff, so this was a big win for me. Next up, we have the kale chia superfood fritter with a yuzu ponzu soy gelée. This was kind of fancy. I really liked how it was served with the spring onions on top and all kind of stacked and pretty. Real nice. I'm just tearing it apart here. There was some chunks of sweet potato in there as well, and a couple of bits of other roasted vegetables. This one was kind of like chewy, sticky with those chia seeds in there. It tasted really healthy but also really delicious. Next up, we have the roast pumpkin and panko koroke, which are like croquettes, I'm guessing. That's what koroke means, with a dark miso sauce. Yum. A little bit of dippies for Sasha. Oh my gosh, guys, this grilled miso eggplant is so freaking fine. You gotta ask for it with no puns and cheese for it to be vegan, but look at these grilled chunks. This was easily the best thing that we had all night. And it was like kind of oily, as you can see here, but we all talked about it. And we're like, the oil is really delicious. It doesn't leave you feeling gross and oily after. It was like so good. You just want to lap it up. That was like 10 out of 10. Can recommend, do this, guys. Last of all, we had the vegan nigiri sushi, which was like a selection of 6 different pieces with like varied toppings. This one was a eggplant, I'm pretty sure. But they were all really, really good. Like, surprisingly, way better than I thought. I was like, oh, just veggies and rice would be kind of boring. But they were prepared so well. It was just so tasty and fresh. Also, I think because they were organic, they tasted real, real good. Yummies. It was kind of hard to share the sushi, but can recommend the sushi. Highly recommend the sushi. Actually, it was real good. So check out Ouchi. The dinner option, like the dinner, sharing dinner is really fun here. There are so many options. It's kind of a bit expensive, but I think it's totally worth it. It's really fun. The food's really creative. It's very different to what you would ever try anywhere else. So yeah. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. I'll see you guys in another video real soon. Yeah.